The Obama administration insisting that its foreign policy is on track in the Middle East. But in light of all that's happened in the last few days, does the U.S. need to reevaluate any of its positions? Joining us now, Republican Congressman Thornberry, the vice chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, and his Democratic colleague, Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez of California, also a member of the Armed Services Committee. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, I want to ask you both the same question. Congresswoman, I'll start with you. What is your position on the idea of U.S. foreign aid, often into the billions of dollars, when it comes to countries where these deadly attacks have happened and where the countries themselves may not or will not protect U.S. interests and lives there?
Well, it always depends on what type of foreign aid we're sending. For example, some of the aid that we put into countries is to actually foster more democratic methods. It doesn't necessarily go to the government. We saw that, for example, with Secretary LaHood's son when he was taken in hostage in Egypt. He was working on a more political democracy type of work. Some of it is military. It also does depend on what type of governments and how they're helping us. Clearly, for example, in this Libya situation, we have seen a very strong alliance with the Libyan government there coming to our aid, denouncing immediately what had happened, and hopefully working with us to figure out what's going on there. So you have to take each country on a case-by-case basis.
Congressman, same question to you.
Well, foreign aid is a tool that needs to be used to advance U.S. interests. So, for example, in Libya, there are a lot of militias that are not under the control of the government. Foreign aid to strengthen the government's own security forces can be helpful to provide some stability there. On the other hand, Egypt needs to understand that we're not just going to keep on shelling out money because we have for so many years. There has to be consequences if they fail to protect our embassy, our people, and our interests. And so I think we've kind of gotten their attention in the last couple of days. They've been much more serious in their security posture, but we'll see how long it lasts.
All right, I want to ask you another question to both of you as well, and I'll ask you to keep your answers relatively tight because we want to make sure we hear from both of you. Congressman, I'll start with you. The issue of sequester that's coming if there isn't a deal reached on Capitol Hill, how concerned are you as to what's coming for our military?
I'm very, very concerned because it will be across-the-board cuts. The good, somebody said they're going to cut body armor the same percentage they cut grass mowing, and that is not in our best interest of our military now, and it will have consequences for years ahead because some of the money we allocate now will be actually used and spent to buy ships and planes and things for some years in the future.
Congresswoman?
I'm pretty confident that we're going to find a solution simply because the sequester idea was, of course, something was put forward in order for us to pay our bills as a country. The Republicans, the majority of them voted for it, and so we need to move forward. They don't like it now. They understand that you can't do across-the-board cuts, and I'm very confident we've been working. Mac has been one of those people who has been working with us across the line, across the aisle, to try to find a solution to this. So as we move forward, I hope that Americans understand that it's really up to their members of Congress to work very hard towards a solution towards this, because if we have to cut $600 billion from defense, it's just not there to cut.
And we know that in addition to defense cuts, domestic cuts across the board are looming as well. Glad to hear the two of you have been working together, and we wish you all the best in finding a solution. Thank you both.